Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. Can somebody online confirm if we are audible and visible?
Yes, sure. You're audible and visible properly.
Light can be better.
Am I audible?
Yes, right. You are audible.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think we can start.
I have shared.
You have shared.
Cut it down.
Before I start, am I audible? And are you all able to see me?
Yes.
Yeah, online people, can you just give a thumbs up?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can I hear some noise from everyone who is excited to be here today? Woo! That's the energy, that's the spirit which we ask in Soundbytes. And today it's not just any meeting, any afternoon or any random thing that you are attending today. It's 150th milestone event of our Soundbytes Toastmaster Club. Can we have a big round? Let's just sink in for a few seconds. 150 sessions, 150 times we have conquered stage fear. 150 times we have clapped for courage. And probably 150 times we have said, timer, please don't show me that red card. For those who don't know Soundbytes Toastmaster, it's not just a club, it's a safe place where nervous first timers become confident speaker and the confident speaker becomes leaders. When this club started, a few brave souls decided to take the mic, stumble, mumble, and learn and grow. And look at us now, a club that don't just speak, but we resonate. A founder of Toastmaster International, Dr. Ralph, once said, we learn best in the moments of enjoyment. And Soundbite has truly lived up to that. And wherever every meeting is blend of learning, laughter, and little bit of magic. So to all the members, guests, and leaders, welcome you all. I welcome you all to 150th session of our Soundbites celebration. A milestone that celebrates voices, confidence, and the community we have built together. This is more than a milestone. It's just a reminder how far we have come and how much more we can grow together. So, are you all ready to kickstart?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Thank you. Fantastic. And with that, let's begin with the celebration. So to open today's milestone celebration, we have someone who embodies leadership through vision and culture and connection. A visionary who believes people are real heartbeat and of every organization. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ricardo, who is department head and who will share his insights on leadership and growth in his ever-evolving corporate world.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I must say a warm welcome to Rohit and Srinath for joining us today. Thanks to Sharath and everyone over here and on the bridge. Toastmasters did re-begin a second life back in about 2018 March. And I was going through a little bit of my stories with some of the other Toastmasters who helped us start. And I think one of the names that resonates is what we were just talking about. Pawaz, DJ, Manian. They are stalwarts in the industry, been Toastmasters probably from the late 90s, early 2000s. And it brought back a lot of memories from what we used to speak when we were like you. Today I do play the role of Radisys India's lead, and Soundbytes has been instrumental in being my baby over the 2 terms. The first term I was happy to be part of it. The second term I had to step out of it because we have other activities also that we need to run concurrently. So the first and foremost thing that you need to know, and Rohit kind of reflected on it with me just now in a couple of seconds, was the fact that Toastmasters is Toastmasters to get you to a point where you are a leader somewhere. And when you're a leader somewhere, you bring in a lot of these characters that you learn on the job. So whether it's playing Sergeant at Arms, whether it's playing membership, those are different roles that go into your activity in life. So Toastmasters is important. By the way, not a recorded session, or it is being recorded. So, I know how to win humorous contests also, I'd say. So I'll say that you're getting a hike, and then you'll be happy about it. So part of the hike that you get is this learning curve. When your increments come into conversation, Toastmasters is an area that gets visual very clearly. So a couple of people have told me that we won a couple of contests or fallen into the winners in contests outside. That's something, again, is natural progression in the industry. Taking part as MCs, taking part as support staff in an district area event is something that will take you very far because other people start noticing you. With that notice, responsibility comes back that you have to go through your charter, you have to go through your personal goals. And that's what I think I've thrown it at Sharath as being the learning head of Radisys as well. I want to see a quarterly update on what you have done individually in Toastmasters. And if it means that you need to step out to do it, we're going to call you out. Toastmasters Soundbytes is going to be better than the best. And it will take us time to get back there. So I know this is 150th. You've stumbled along, as you said, but I don't think stumbling has been a deterrent for taking steps in life. I was just watching a reel on how a baby's first turnover in their life and the joy and satisfaction on the parents moves to the next stage that says, okay, when is this baby going to crawl? When is this baby going to walk? And that's the same thing that I'm looking at Soundbytes. I do have a lot of my ex-colleagues, ex-Soundbytes people also in favor of you. I spoke to Shantanu, who was our first Soundbytes president 18 years ago. So he also conveys his best. So does the Panjan, who was probably the last president before we left. So we will remember people and we will remember you and we'll know the roles you played. Because when you play that role and you take on, say, membership, it is going and getting people and getting them to come in on a day in and day out basis. And when you do that, it's as good as you going out and picking out a customer, making sure that customer relations keep going. So there is an interaction between you and the world. Okay, so with that, congrats to the whole team on 150 sessions. 15 years is something that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ricardo, for those insightful words. I'm sure we all are energized and motivated to go ahead with more sessions in future. So with that, continuing with our celebration, we have another inspiring leader with us, a person who has been instrumental in driving innovation and excellence at his best. So please put your hand together for Mr. Srinath, Vice President Head, to share his thoughts with us.
Thank you for the invite. In fact, I get the invite for every event, but unfortunately I couldn't make most of them. So I'm here at least to join this special event. So congratulations to all of you on this special moment of 150th these editions. And like Ricardo said, I also wish that we will go for much higher milestones. And glad to be part of this event. In fact, thanks to Ricardo, I did not know a lot of background about our Toastmasters club. I'm glad that many of the Radisys veterans had been part of the club, and I can imagine in their careers where they have reached today. And I wish all of you also get there eventually. I hope to probably participate more consistently from here on, and probably look for myself, like the way Ricardo said, some goals like we do for our performance appraisals. So something similar we have to do if we have to be very serious. That's what I want to set for myself at least. And then I want to join all of you going forward. Okay, I wish everybody online as well as here physically in person all the best. And let's keep moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinath, for those empowering and forward-looking message. And I'm sure it is a reminder for all of us to be part of Soundbytes Toastmaster Club to improve their future as well as present. So, and speaking of influence, Toastmasters has a tradition of learning not just from experience, but from the master of the craft. Which brings us to the next exciting part of our session, which is our educational session. Our guest speaker today is someone who truly defines the word transformation. He doesn't just speak about change, he inspires it. Please join me in welcoming Rohit Koka, PDD, a man who is passionate about personal growth as he is about anime and food. Professionally, Rohit is the founder of ART, All Round Transformation Private Limited, and a project manager at Measure Learning. He is a transformation expert, a project management professional, and a Six Sigma black belt. Over the past decades, he has spoken at 100 plus organizations, delivered over 500 plus keynotes, and inspired countless lives, both inside and beyond Toastmaster. He is an international public speaking champion, past district chief judge, past program quality director, and past district director of District 92. A true legend, what's possible without passion, with passion, when passion meets purpose. Over to you, Rohit.
Thank you so much for that huge hype and setting the pressure on me to speak and deliver well. Right? Good afternoon, everyone, online and in person here.
Good afternoon.
So one of the first things that Toastmasters will come and tell you if you're not a Toastmaster, if you're a new Toastmaster. Hey, imagine if you have to give a presentation in front of the client on the spot, what would you do? I'm sure some of you Toastmasters have heard this from another Toastmaster to convince you to join. We always use this line. What if someone asks you to immediately give a presentation? Right? And they sell Toastmasters. Well, similarly, over the years, I have been asked to do things like that. And when Sharath also reached out and said, Rohit, we want you to come and speak. I'm like, what do we speak of? It's like something general you speak. Quite frankly, I'm not prepared anything. Because I also want to see, you know what, let's give something on the spot and let's do it. And in the process, I want to show everyone here that through Toastmasters, it's not just about talking about it, it's about doing it as well. The transformation is in the pudding, right? You give me a topic. You tell me what I should speak about. You tell me, I'm sure a lot of you here might be new to Toastmasters, you just started in Toastmasters. If I'm here, and I'll tell you I can speak on anything you want, what is it that you want me to talk about? What is it that you feel? Because you've come here, obviously, you've left some work, you've left lunch, you had it quickly, you're spending some time to listen to some random guy who they have hyped up a little bit, but you're listening to some random guy who you've never met in your life. Now, if you want to listen to me, your value has to be right. So I have to deliver something for you. So whatever it is, even if you came to this meeting because 3 people forced you, your manager pushed you, you're here now. At least make the most of it. So let me ask you all, in the person online, what is it that you would want to know about Toastmasters, or what is it you would want to know about leadership, communication, transformation, anything, and how this platform can help you make that happen, right? We can talk about anything.
Okay, so we know that Toastmasters does in fact do a lot for public speaking skills, because the basic tenets of Toastmasters requires you to go up and prepare speeches and write it and then present it, right? Speak about it. But I know that the Toastmasters tagline is where leaders are made. So how does public speaking translate into leadership skills?
Beautiful. I'm going to keep that. I want 2 more points. 2 more. It cannot be just the past president's words, right? There has to be other people's. Yeah. Democracy. Anyone online, anything in terms of what you would be. See, you're listening here, so at least you should get what you want.
Yes. So I had this point from, I guess, first ever meetings also. We are not allowed to speak on sex, religion, and politics. But I always slip away and move into that gray area. So my point was that we all being adults here, being in the corporate world, why is it still not acceptable to be on that top?
Good. I have some good examples on that. Anyone?
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask is, most of the times I feel people hesitate to join something like Toastmasters because they get intimidated from whatever speakers they would have either seen online or YouTube or in person, and they say, oh, they're at such a great speaking level. So what if I'm not even close to that level? And people really get intimidated. That's what prohibits them from even trying it out. So what would you like to talk to somebody like that? Like, what's your advice? Like, I always say that Toastmasters is more beneficial if you are more nervous about speaking. It's not the other way around. It's not like you are a great speaker and you already come to Toastmasters. So people have this notion that you have to be at a certain level to even be part of a club like this. So what would you tell to somebody like that?
More.
Like adding to Sharat's point, there are many people who have this unrecognized potential. People know they can be put under the spotlight and they know they can perform. But yes, people do hesitate to come out there and go out there, go onto the stage and actually perform. How does one overcome that? And how does one put himself or herself out there to the world to showcase his or her skills? That's also important.
I would like to ask, to inline with Sharat and what Rishi said. So that is how was your journey from being a timid or maybe a courageous person to whatever you are today? How was the journey and how it inspired you, and how do you inspire others on that?
I have one last thing.
No,
I think it's important to address this as well. You find a lot of people who are not in their 20s or early 30s, who are fairly senior and are well advanced in their careers. They may have a tendency to think, okay, what is the point of joining Toastmasters now? How is it going to help me in my leadership career? And how is it going to help in my career and in my path to leadership now? I'm well into my 40s. I'm in my middle or senior management already. Is there something that you can add to that context?
Okay, so it's almost similar. So it's going to be 3 different aspects. I want to start off with this side in terms of the speaking side of it, right? Now, when we talk about getting that fear to come on this stage, to speak up and talk, right? Toastmasters, everyone is talking about getting out of their comfort zone. How do you really talk to someone who wants to come here? They see people, right? Then don't call people like you, and then really intimidate people, right? We always will see people better. And one thing I've learned over the last decade plus in Toastmasters is that there will always be someone better than you. If you don't believe that, participate in the Toastmasters contest. You will see the true aspect, because you never know. You might have the best speech. I had the best speech 2 days ago. I wrote it, humorous speech. I was like everything. My wife also laughed. That's the biggest compliment I could ever get. She laughed, right, in a Toastmasters speech. So I had it, but then I came second in the area contest. There was someone who was better than me. That itself puts you in a position saying that, you know what, you can't be the best. And even when you become the best, there is someone who can be better tomorrow or the day after. So it's a constant pursuit of what exactly do you want. How do you want to build yourself, right? And then coming over to the fact that coming up here, speaking in front of people is daunting, right? It's something that's scary. Not all of us are used to doing it. We get that. How do you push someone to come here? I am a person who throughout my life, looked at the stage, wanted to be on the stage, but never went on the stage. Because it was always scary to go on the stage and speak in front of a crowd. Every time I had an opportunity, whether it was in class, whether it was for events or college days, I would always be like, "Oh, not today, tomorrow." And these few questions pop into my mind. What if I go there and make a mistake? What if I fumble? What if I forget what to say? What if I blank out? What if the audience is laughing at me? Right? What if they're thinking, hey, what is this person speaking? What if? I'm sure some of you have those same questions. These questions kept plaguing my mind and never let me go forward. Every time I would try to go forward, I would go back. I would try, I can't. What if I make a mistake? What if I make a mistake? Similarly, a lot of people who are online, if you're in the same building and you're online, the thought that you might have is like, what if they call me on stage to speak? So I will sit in my laptop. I'm in the 6th floor, I'll watch from here. It's possible, right, that we are afraid to be called out, to be put on the spot. But in my journey, there were 2 words that hit me once before I went on stage that changed the way I looked at things. The simple 2-word mantra that's always gone with me. The 2 words are, who cares? Who cares? I am sitting here, I want to go on the stage, I want to speak, I want to express. See, the whole point of you coming on stage or in a meeting, even if it's an online Teams meeting, if you want to express yourself, it's you expressing your idea, your thought process, your perception on a topic. You're expressing yourself. Now you don't do that because you're thinking, what if this person is thinking this? What if this person is? What if I make a mistake? What if? I just told myself those 2 words, who cares? Who cares if I make a mistake? Who cares if I fumble? Who cares if I black out? Who cares if the audience is laughing? It's okay, at least they're laughing. I've made them laugh. Brownie points. Right? We spend so much time focusing on what other people are thinking, what other people will react, we forget what we are supposed to do. And at least once you're starting your speaking journey, I would always urge you to take those 2 words. Who cares? As you become more proficient in your speaking journey, then you have to start thinking about the audience. Think about how can you mold your words to make them be included, to make they feel impacted. But when you start out, you can't go there because that's a lot of pressure on you to start thinking about your audience's perspective. So instead, start by at least expressing yourself, right? And it's always there. And once I started doing that, it didn't matter. And every time I had that urge to put my hand up or to go on the stage, I would just do this small little trick, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I would raise my hand up or I would get up. Because when you count in backwards, your mind is focused on the counting and not on those questions that are, and those self-doubts that you're doing. And then when you get up and go it, trust me, when you come on the stage, at first it's difficult, it's daunting. You will not be great. It's just like the first time any of you made food at home in your life, especially the men. Even Maggie would have been made really badly. We all know. But some of you can cook well today, right? Did it happen overnight? No. All of us, when we were kids, we rode bicycles. First time we got a bicycle, were we doing wheelies and BMX stunts? No, right? All of us fell. All of us got up. All of us dusted ourselves and got back on. The question is, we don't realize that public speaking, coming here, standing, communication is a skill like every other skill. Right? Handwriting, you all remember that 4-line book we used to get where you have to put the A in between those 2 lines? I'm not going to ask how your handwriting is today because I think most of us don't write at all anymore. We've gone into the texting and typing world. But how much do you have to practice to write that one alphabet A? 100 times? 200 times? What happened in the end? Could write it with all kinds of swag and style, all that. How? It's practice. Most of us don't want to come here and speak or put ourselves on the spot because we've never done it. How many of you have spoken at least 10 times in front of an audience? 50?
50.
50. 100? 200? If you speak at least 100 plus times in front of an audience, you will not have that fear to come on stage and speak because it becomes second nature for you. You've spoken twice in your entire life and you feel no, please, I can't do this. It's not possible. It's like you tried to make some food twice for your partner or your family and you gave up. It's about coming here, right? There is no magical law. You can go and check any courses online. You can go to any of these spoken English classes and blah, blah. It has no impact. How do you learn? How have I learned? How did I go from an introvert who never wanted to go on stage and was very scared to today being called upon every week, at least 4 places I'm going to speak, is because I kept doing it. And they tell you, right, consistency is the biggest asset you can have. What I have is not a span of 1-2 months, it's a span of 10 years. And I can come and talk about anything. And why I can come and talk about anything in a keynote or an education session is because I've done at least some 500 before. So I just have to pull in topics and ideas from there. It's part of my experience. How much of experience do you have in going and speaking? If you've done it twice, it's difficult, right? Anything you do, when you first came to this job, did you know exactly how to do your job? You came with some education, you came with some background. They told you have to do something, whether it's a technology, whether it's a software, whether it's an HR process, it is new. You learned it. First day, were you able to learn it? It took a while. It's taken me a year in my current company to learn the system. And I'm still not the best. There are people who have been there for 10 years and they're still struggling. It takes time. The problem is we live in a world with Swiggies and Blinkits and Zeptos that we're expecting things to happen. Skills and capabilities don't happen like that. The only good thing is Toastmasters accelerates it. Because tell me where else, in your organization, here, how often will you get a chance to speak in front of a crowd? Maybe Srinath and Ricardo will get more chances, but how many of you will get chances to speak in front of a crowd? Once in a year, max. Here, every week if you're meeting, 52 weeks you have. 52 times you will speak in front of an audience. Nowhere else you get a platform where you can come here and practice this skill. And the best part in Toastmasters, whether I speak good or bad, what is the end result? Everyone claps in Toastmasters. That's the end result. No matter what speech you give, they will clap. You have an environment where they don't judge you. You can speak whatever you want, right? And coming to that aspect of speaking about these 3 taboo topics that we talk about, sex, religion, and politics, let me break the ice here and tell you that there is no such rule. We have imposed that just to keep in mind everyone's sentiments. If you look at Toastmasters International bylaws, it never states that you should not speak about sex, religion, and politics. Never does it say that. It's only important that as a speaker, if you want to be a good speaker, a good communicator, be it a leader also, you should be able to navigate these subjects without offending people, which is hard. Let me be honest, it's hard, right? So that is where, at least in the Indian subcontinent, because we have multiple religions, we have multiple faiths, we have multiple different aspects of how we perceive these things, right? And politics is a huge black hole topic because there's always someone who's like, oh, I don't like this person. So we tend to say we don't follow this, but there's no rule. And if your sergeant at arms is telling don't speak about sex, religion, and politics, please ask them to change that statement to please refrain from speaking about sex, religion, and politics in a manner that offends others. That is the line that you have to use. Because you don't want to offend people. You can speak about it. If so, go and check our humorous speech contest in Toastmasters. They only speak about those 3 topics. Because those are the topics people laugh about. But it's about speaking in a manner that does it. And yes, we in today's world, in the corporate, we see stand-up comedians using curse words and whatnot. We see motivational speakers using it. And I also thought, why can't I use this word here? A small word. I used the word asshole in my speech to myself. And I lost the contest. And the feedback was very simple. It's not that you should not use these words. But if you want to be a good communicator, a good speaker, can you deliver the same level of impact and speech without using these words? That is different. Can you give the same level of impact of speech? See, I can use curse words, everyone laugh. I can use those double meaning jokes about sex, religion, politics, everyone. But can you do so without saying certain aspects? That tests yourself as a speaker. And that's why we have it. How do you navigate through conversations? Because if you can do that in a speech in Toastmasters, I guarantee you can do that in a client meeting with a client. Because sometimes you'll face, and as a leader, let me guarantee you will face situations where you have to talk about these 3 topics to your team members. There will be conflicts, there will be issues. How do you navigate that? Your temper will rise, your frustration will rise. how do you navigate and communicate without using certain words? And of course, if you think that, okay, when I'm a leader, I will not use it. You can't help it. In those moments, it will come out. How do you stop that? By creating a practice. By creating a habit of you not speaking about it in Toastmasters, in a speech, you consciously are training your mind to not pick on those aspects. So when you are into conversation also, it doesn't slip out. Right? The number of times I use a curse word or I use anything of this is like maybe 5 versus 100 where someone else might use. Because giving these speeches, I never talk about those things. I'm not supposed to. So it's kind of been bringing in that. Right? And like I said, it takes its own sweet time. And that's the thing about Toastmasters. You come here, you practice, you get feedback. Right? Now Rishi's a new member. Someone will be like, hey, okay, Rishi, you're here, but Rishi has a perspective. Right? You have a perspective, I can get feedback from him. Because you might say that, hey, dude, you're a senior Toastmaster, yeah? But there's no such thing. Toastmasters doesn't look at how old you are, how much of tenure you come with, who is at what level, what title, it doesn't matter. You're here, we're all Toastmasters. I might have 5 titles in the past, but I'm a Toastmaster. I'm a member at the end of the day. So the discriminatory aspects that we have in our day-to-day life, the hierarchy that we keep gets taken away. And I can come here and I can evaluate someone like Mr. Ricardo, right? Rishi can evaluate Mr. Ricardo, right? I know your eyes is with hope, but it's there because in my first few meetings, suddenly they asked me, hey, can you evaluate this guy? And he was the head of L&D in Infosys Mysore. And the best part is I went and told him that your speech was not good. He was angry. But then later when I had a conversation, he said, I agree. Right? It's that everyone has a perspective. You learn the value of getting feedback from any possible way. Then is the second part, where you know what feedback to take. You listen to everyone again. You need to be able to pick from the right kind of people. But if you go there saying, I have been in Toastmasters for 10 years, I'll only listen to him. He's been there longer than me. You can't say that, right? Everyone has that. It teaches you that level of humility and understanding. And you keep coming. And you learn how to give feedback. I can guarantee you, if you've been in Toastmasters, at least you've been here for long enough, if you've ever had to give feedback to a colleague, you no longer go the typical corporate way, they say, good job. The number of times I've gotten good job from CXOs, no, I'll tell you. Like, I literally moved mountains for this project. And you just said, good job. That's it. But when I have to give feedback to my team, I'm like, okay, you come down here. What I really like about this work that you did, you give it, then you give a feedback, then you give sandwich method. All of you now automatically do that when you're giving your feedbacks. It's because it's part of your nature, and that's what Toastmasters is trying to build. A skill, a platform for you to keep refining these skills. And yes, just like any mutual fund, when you put an SIP, first month, you become a millionaire?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Maybe stocks and crypto, but SIPs will take its slow, steady process, right? You have to put it for years to get a result. And then only you look at it and see the return. This is just like that. Most of us who join
silver.
Even if you buy silver or gold, it takes a certain amount of time to see big value. You'll see some more. Maybe when you first come to Toastmasters and you speak, if you look, it's not so bad to come on the stage. You go back, you come back the second time, the third time. I can guarantee if you spend enough amount of time here, provided you're committed and not just sitting in the back and just attending meetings for the heck of it, you come here and speak. You try a role, you take up a timer role, a counter, you take up contests, you take up a club officer role. You just give in, just 1 hour. You just keep doing that. Just like that SIP, one day you look back and see you have a mountain of wealth. And that's what I've realized over the last couple of years. Whatever I did in Toastmasters was just joined a club, started giving speeches. In a week, 1 speech. That was my goal. 6 weeks, I finished 6 speeches. I was eligible for contest. I didn't participate. Then suddenly someone told me, take up the role of a sergeant at arms or secretary of the club. That is the good thing about Toastmasters. There's always someone to tell you, take this man. In your organization, nobody will come and tell you. You have to be the person. Give me that role. Give me that role. But in Toastmasters, there's always someone to tell you take that role. You finish the role, president. After 6 months, hey, you did a great job as president. Area director. You can be part of district. After district division, area director. Slowly pushes it, and then one day you realize that, bloody, I'm the district director here. It just happens. Because there's always someone pushing you, and that's a beautiful aspect which I've not found anywhere else. There are people here cheering for you. Right? Have you been to any R&R recently in the organization? Rewards and recognitions or any program where you give some awards?
We don't do any of those.
Good. I'm glad. Because I have been in some of those, and then I see someone getting on like, this 30% got the award. What did they do, yeah? I've been working so hard and they're getting the award. We have that. I've seen that across organizations. But in Toastmasters, you never see that. Whoever gets the award, you will see people cheering like, hey, awesome man, you deserve the award. To the extent where people have lifted me and thrown me on stage when I had to go and give a speech at my final outgoing address as a district director. Where else do you see where people want you to succeed? People will tell you they want you to succeed, but really do they want you to succeed is a different question. In Toastmasters, you find that kind of crowd where they want you to improve. They will help you no matter what. That's the beauty of being this ecosystem. And committing to that day by day is where today, from an introvert to a speaker who gets paid for what I do. Right? And you won't realize how. The simple roles that I've taken, how does it translate? Right? When we talk about leadership in specific, because obviously everyone comes to Toastmasters, they think it's a place where you come together, you talk for 10 minutes, people are glad, you go back. Right? That's the foundation, the ability to speak. But at the heart of it, why do we say Toastmasters are where leaders are made? It's because that is the ethos of what it is inside. If you're coming on this stage here to speak, you've taken a decision. You've stepped out of your comfort zone. You've taken that stand. These are qualities of a leader, right? When you stand here and you speak, you're open to feedback and criticism. You're open to vulnerability. You're making yourself vulnerable to people to judge you, to gauge you, whatnot. Again, are all these not leadership qualities? When you take feedback, you give feedback, that's also a leadership quality. Valuations, being able to speak on the spot, the table topics that we do. You might think it's on the speaking side, but being able to instantaneously connect the dots, speak on something, right, and take a decision that this is what I want to speak. Because let's face it, the moment the topic master gives you something, there are 101 ideas, but you pick one. That's again decision making. All of these underlining are the leadership skills that Toastmasters creates without you even knowing. And of course, beyond that, you have the club officer roles. You might think, I'm just a sergeant at arms, I'm just coming and bringing some two players, I'm bringing the timer cards or some awards, whatever. But every role has something to teach you, if you're allowing it to teach you. It's not just one. Every leadership skill you can think of. I want you all to do one thing. I want you all to think of the role that you want to go to. Maybe the next role or the role after that, whatever. It could be a managerial role, it could be a department head role, it could be whatever role you want. I want you to think of that role. I want you to ask yourself, what are the skills required to get that role? Obviously, you need some skills, right? I always am a person who believes skills are more better than experience, because if you have the right skills, you can do better at the role than someone who has a lot of experience but no skills, right? Combination of both, perfect. But what skills do you need for that role that you're aspiring to? Think about it. And I can guarantee you, make a list if you want. Whatever that skill is, you can find it here. I never thought I would find project management skill. Do you ever associate Toastmasters and project management? No. Most of us with Toastmasters, speaking and leadership, that's all they tell, that is all we come. But I learned project management 101 here. I learned finance management. You think finance management, what is there? Finance management also is there. Right? We have budgets that we get in either club, we have to manage it, or at least the process. Even if the club is being sponsored by the organization, there is a process that they have to follow. And you being aware of that process is also financial acumen. You build on it. Entrepreneurship skills. being able to manage a large team, being able to take an idea from thought to fruition, test it out, plan it, all that is entrepreneurship. It made me connect with people who thought in the same way. I implemented ideas. Because again, like I said, Toastmasters is a platform where you can come to practice. You can also practice ideas. I had a simple idea for my company, my actual company, what I wanted to do. So I thought, you know what? If I do it outside, I have to pay money. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I lose money. It's risky. Toastmasters is a good place to practice. So I started this thing called Keynote Speaker Training Program. I don't know if some of you have heard about it. District 92, we run this program called Keynote Speaker Training Program, where we train people who want to be interested to become professional speakers. We train them, we put them onto certain assignments, they get certified, and then they get certified keynote speakers. I implemented the idea, thought of strategy, put it down. 4 years it's been, it's going well. Now I know that I can use the same model in my actual company and make money out of it. So without having any net loss, I've implemented an idea, I tried something, it works, and I'm putting it there. Even these keynotes, these education sessions, it's not that, okay, they've called me, I'm coming here out of some, I'm coming and doing a favor to you. No. I am coming because I want to connect with members. Second, I'm also coming because it's a place for me to build my own skills. Because by doing this n number of times, out of 10, 2 times someone will say, Rohit, I like the way you spoke. Would you be able to do that for our organization? Would you be able to do this for this other organization? No. And then we'll pay you. And that's how I get paid. That's how I built a training organization and my own speaking organization where I get paid to do these things. Right? Most of us don't realize that you can get paid for this. Whether it's the networks you meet, the people you connect with, you build these through practice that you have in Toastmasters. Right? So that's where they always say, and at least we say in District 92, is most people come here for the speech, for speaking. They come to Toastmasters to learn speaking, but then they never leave because of the leadership. Because the leadership ethos keeps you here. You have people to support you, right? You have people who are there for you. You can practice any skill you want, be it project management. You have certain paths and projects. Managing that, managing team members, building onto that, you learn those skills. Financial acumen, delegation, right? Handling conflict. You learn these skills because you will deal with it. As a president, I'm sure you have dealt with conflicts in this own club. I, as a district director, have dealt with conflicts I can't even tell you about. But you learn in those moments that these are there. Practical application with zero investment. If you go for any of these Coursera, Udemy, Skillsoft courses that teach you each one of these topics, you will be paying a bomb. But here you get a place where you practice all of those together without any challenge. That's the thing with Toastmasters. In the end, what I always say is, how many of you like Legos? Quite a few of you love Legos. The way I look at Toastmasters, and I've always looked at it, is that it's this small little table, or you can call however big a table, with an infinite amount of Lego blocks. If I gave you an infinite number of Legos, what would you build? The question is, what would you build? You can build anything you want. I have built all of this for you. What you can build. And if all of you are still thinking, not sure, maybe today, tomorrow, 2008, a few people thought the same thing with Bitcoin. I'm sure those people are regretting that, right? The question is, there will always be that thought, always. Every time someone asks me to come and speak, there's a thought, should I go? Should I? But then I've learned over the years that every time I say I go, there's a beautiful journey that comes out of it. If you can sit in your comfort zone. But when you take that step, a new possibility opens. And what's the worst that will happen if you'll come, you'll speak, you'll fail, so what? You tried. But that's never going to happen. So, build your Lego, make your legacy. Thank you so much.
I hope that was an inspirational and energizing segment for all of us. And I'm sure all the newbies who are online and offline would really want to be part of Toastmaster and give their best because it's never late to start. And as he mentioned, consistency is key. Even if you fail first time, it's always there the next chance where you can prove yourself better. So with that, the next segment, we'll be shifting to our next segment, which is the table topics, which is more exciting and fun for all the participants, as you can be part of it. For that, we have Shwet. So Shwet defined himself as he is someone who knows how to face challenges head on, and whether it's conquering a mountain trail or perfecting a new recipe or mastering the new chess move. Please put your hand together for our table topic master, Shwet.
Shall I project it?
Okay. First project. So we have always judged everyone for their choices that they make. Like you may have seen someone putting ketchup in their Maggie, and you decided you don't want to be friends with them anymore. Or maybe you had to make some choices on your own, maybe between common sense and Apple products. Or maybe between comedy and career planning. Or maybe some harder choices. And some paradoxes in life we also face, like you are tired at 11 p.m., you are tired from work, you are really want to sleep really hard. You try to, but now you are watching reels and thinking, what if my manager finds out my 13-hour log time is because of YouTube, not VS Code? So today's theme for my table topics is also something like that. That is choices and paradoxes. There is no timer for that, man.
No time.
So moving on with that, let's get someone. Would someone like to volunteer for the first topic?
Yeah. Then I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, so I had prepared 8 slides, but for the last 2, Ricardo may pull our funding, so we'll go with only 6. So you can choose between the slides from 2 to 7.
I'll choose topic 3.
Okay. Topic 3, that is slide 4.
Yeah. If you had to choose between erasing world hunger or becoming the richest person in the world, what would you buy first? With how much?
So much money.
Wow.
That's a choice and a paradox.
Yeah, it's. If I had to choose erasing, but I would.
That's the paradox.
You can start anytime you like.
Probably the red card will come out before he starts.
Okay, if I had to choose between erasing world hunger or becoming the richest person in the world, of course, those are two major extremes, kind of. A person, of course, if you pick a random person from the room, they would sit here and think of both the options. If it's someone who's like very empathic in a way, he would of course go for erasing the world hunger. And of course, if it's someone who's not from the best position in society, you would of course go for being the richest person. But then, if you see the second part of the question, what would you buy first? You can't technically buy world hunger. Like that's kind of like a weird thing to answer. And you can't of course buy yourself to be the richest person in the world. If you want to be the richest person in the world, it's of course either by your efforts or you're either born into it. So that's always hard work required from it. And I think in this way you could kind of choose. You could of course buy your way to erasing world hunger, where you could provide food and opportunities for people who are not privileged enough There are countries like Africa who are like still struggling even to this day to provide basic sanitary needs or even food needs to most of their people. So I think in this case, personally for me, it's more optimal for me to choose the first option. In a way, I would erase world hunger. Of course, it's a weird paradox, but yeah, that's my opinion regarding poverty. Thank you so much.
Sorry to interrupt you, Shwet, but for every newbie here, if you are wondering what are those cards which are getting waved at, so let me just give you all the ground rules. Those are, so as we are having a table topic session, so every speaker will be allowed 2 minutes. So when it will be 1.5 minutes, then we'll be showing green card.
1 minute.
1 minute it will be green card, and after 1.5 minutes it will be yellow card, and after 2 minutes it will be red signal for the whole period until you stop. So yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I think Rishi chose to be on the empathetic side of the society. And I would choose to be on the capitalist side. It was a choice because you had some choice first, but then there's a paradox because I choose for you. You would choose capitalism.
The paradox is if you get so much money, you can erase world hunger.
Yeah. Okay, so moving forward, who would like to volunteer next?
Ashika.
So we have now 4 slides taken. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which one would you like to choose?
6.
6. Okay, let's go. No, 6.
6.
Okay, so slide 6.
Zoro from One Piece.
5. Topic 5.
Topic 6, it's Sharath, it's the correct one.
Correct one, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Next one is. So imagine a man with no arms. If he's carrying a weapon, is he armed or unarmed?
I would like to imagine a man without any arms, but he's carrying a weapon. We can take a person who is he's trending in the latest news as well. I don't remember his name, but he don't have all the 4 arms. But he is a great swimmer and public speaker also. But when I saw him, I used to think like how he is able to swim without arms and legs and arms. It's like quite, means we can take him as an impression. He learned many tricks of swimming, how the person can swim without having any arms. Even we having all the legs and the hands, every body part is proper for us, but even we will find it very tough to swim, and any dancing or anything will find tough to do. But that person without having any arms and legs, he is able to do. But now how to say, if he is the person, he is armed or unarmed? He is unarmed only, right? But it is just his courage or his skills, his urge to accept however he is, and he is able to withstand his all inabilities, and he became a successful person. Any one of you can help me with his name. I don't remember his name. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, similarly, we should strong with our we should accept however we are, and we should move ahead in our life. Either we are armed or unarmed. Thank you.
Good to see that Harshita thinks skills are the weapon that we carry. Thanks. Well, okay. So, who would like to volunteer next?
I can.
Sure.
I was thinking I'll go for the next segment because yours seems to be very tough.
No, I think you should go for the one of the last 2, you know.
Last two, you are
Only one of the last two. You only have a choice, last or second last.
Yeah.
Second last.
Okay.
Yeah. Last one.
The second
Second
last.
last. 7. The one that says 7. Oh my god. I think this itself needs quite a knowledge. You can just.
Just read that. Okay. So I'll read it out loud for you. Choose one and justify it. Prohibit religious leaders from politics or prohibit illiterate people from politics. You can't say second option includes first.
Oh my God. Okay. Thanks for that. It's a very tough spot you have put me in. I would say I would like to prohibit illiterate people from politics. That's the option I would like to choose. So, because I think at least you need some basic common sense and some education for you to perform better as a good politician. So we have had, so there was one very funny Malayalam movie where there is this water minister, and then he is asked how electricity is generated. And then the person says it is from water. And then this hero asks, then why are you not getting electric shock when you touch the water? And this person is like, yeah, it's actually a valid point. And then he's actually a minister. So that shouldn't be the case. At least you need to know what you are into. So for that, at least some sort of a literacy is very much required. And I think some of the politicians I've seen, I of course I'll not take any names, they almost act like goons. And I think that also comes kind of from being illiterate. You have some level of literacy, you come with certain level of ground rules and some way of how to behave in society, how to put across certain points, what are certain do's and don'ts. At least that is required being at the level of a minister. For that, at least I feel education is very important. And as I told in the beginning, whichever department the person is in. So we have an education minister who has like not even done kindergarten schooling. It doesn't make any sense. So that way, I feel my option would be to prohibit illiterate people from politics. Thanks for that. Thank you.
And we want to prohibit illiterate people. We have some political leaders from IIT Kharagpur, Cambridge University also. You want to consider them maybe? Okay, so moving forward, I think Srinath's the one to do. Okay, so which slide would you like to go?
The last one.
Last one. Okay, so before you put the last one,
Maybe I'm good at
it might not be a good
See, I got Srinath to take the last one. It's up to you to.
Why did you prepare that?
Now the question is, who is the table topics master?
Okay, so let me explain the context for that first.
Okay.
You might have heard the sentence, "What the actual fuck, man?" Or maybe you would have used for someone, "Fuck's sake, man, this is a 15-point feature, and this is 27th defect." So, what is the? Yeah, okay. So now coming to the topic.
This is exactly.
For fuck's sake.
Oh my God, yes. Shall we change
Shall we
this?
move? Shall we change this?
Okay, it is actually about Fakhar's sake, right? The Pakistani cricket. That's what I believe I wanted to talk about. All the commentators also had a problem with one of these kind of words whenever they had to pronounce his name.
Yes.
But that Fakhar is a fantastic player. In fact, he has fired up the entire stadium with his boundaries and sixes in the very first power play. In fact, I like that Fakhar very much also because he gave tough competition to our Indian bowlers and of course the other team bowlers as well from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh, in the recent Asia Cup if you have watched. But then I also remember that the same Fakhar had played equally well during the World Cup T20 final as well. So in a way, I think, I don't know if all Fakhars are like that, but definitely. And I wish Pakistan produces more Fakhars like that in all forms of sport. Okay. And I like, I wish worldwide we find across all sports, be it soccer, be it volleyball, be it pickleball, which was inaugurated officially, I think, in the recent Filmfare Award, where they officially started Indian Pickleball League. I wish some of the Bollywood fuckers also were part of that. So we wish to have a lot of fun as we watch those fuckers playing at their best in the respective games. Okay, so thank you.
I think Srinath went a bit off topic with the.
I remember the
I just wanted to ask, do you give multiple fucks? All the six that are given, those are multiple for all the multiple.
Oh my God.
See, the right one, I wanted to show you the proper use of grammar. Even the right option is second one. For fuck's sake. You always give a single fuck, not multiple.
Thank you.
I said I fuckers sex people.
That's the grammar education.
Ricardo, don't give me firing letter before. So, like, okay. Pranali would tell it. Okay.
Thank you, Shweta.
There are still.
Yeah, now we'll be having the second segment.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have the.
Now I understand why Ricardo wanted to be.
So I hope you all have enjoyed, but the fun is not yet finished. We have second segment of table topics, and for that we have table topic master Rajan. So he defines himself as a curious kid by heart who turns every moment into an experiment, whether it's clicking stunning macro shots, testing new gadgets, or hunting for next great food spot. From mountains to beaches, his curiosity knows no bounds. Let's welcome our adventurous table topic master for today, Rajan.
Thank you so much, Pranali. I hope I'm audible and visible. Yeah, thank you so much. And it is a really wonderful good evening. And I have put the topic of my slide is a wildlife. But I think we already have a very good wild table topic session. So it couldn't get any wilder than that. So, well, I have tried to put some of the images from my gallery that I have rendered and found to be interesting, and try to put some interesting questions and statements so that our table topic speakers would like to give wild ideas to. So for now, I think without further ado, let's get started. You know the rules, and I will give you option to choose a table topic from 1 to 5. Let me know if anybody wants to speak from offline, and online people can request online people who hasn't raised their hands can also speak. It's open to everyone.
Yeah, maybe somebody online, if you'd like to try, and if you can come on this video, would be great.
I think Shweta is the best person to start this one at least.
Okay.
Yeah, Shweta, we have from the room.
I think Shwet is our sergeant at arms. He is like reverse sergeant at arms because he breaks the rules instead of like stopping to break it. But yeah, please. Okay, Shwet, please choose one topic.
Let's go with 3.
Okay, number 3 coming up. Okay, your topic. You have tried the tastiest mountain Maggie at the first time. How do you make your friend jealous so they don't dare to miss the trip next time? So that's your topic, and you can speak.
Well, let me say, I have tried Maggie with ketchup on the mountains. And well, my friends don't get jealous from me when I go to the mountains. Most of them don't want to join me for the next trip. I have had some friends with me on the track. I was the track lead. I have been track lead also a few times. I am always one of the first ones to reach there. So they want to join me only when they haven't joined me before. So they are jealous only in that condition. But I always encourage them with like something like, let's clear this mountain in one go. There will be no rest in between. They are like, you go first, we will take some rest, and then maybe we will join halfway, not full. So, well, for the jealousy part, well, I would say someone bit jealous for something, for the views from I have seen from Kedarnath trek. I had posted some of those, and many people asked me like, how, where is it, where is this place, and all many things, and I had many there. So, well, jealousy part is the posting that we do on Instagram. You mostly do that to make your friends jealous, or maybe you want to show them what you are missing in their life, maybe, and maybe get out of your laptop and move some mountains. So yeah, I think that is the part, the posting on the Instagram part that makes your friends jealous. Thanks.
I guess it is right. I always become jealous if I miss any track that my friends are going, and I have to say no to them. So yeah, thank you. It was a really good speech. Now, now the table is open. Three is already taken. I request other members if they want to try other table topic. 1, 2, 4, and 5 are available.
Hello. I will take number 1.
Okay, here you go. You're doing a photo shoot, and suddenly your model is a lizard. How do you complete your photo shoot?
By screaming and running away. That's how I will complete the photo shoot because I am deathly scared of lizards. I cannot handle them. But that was also more true about 13 years ago when I first started college. We lived in a hostel, and our hostel was famous for 2 things. 3, if I'm being very honest. One was the number of break-ins we had from the nearby occupants of the nearby hostel, which was the boys' hostel. 2, really oily food, and 3, lizards. There were lizards everywhere, and there was usually some sort of a competition between the population of the lizards and the population of the moths. So you can know very well, being that I went to college in Calcutta, in winters, the moth population significantly increased because obviously lizards were in hibernation. But when it was summer, it was the terror of my life because I would wake up and see a lizard on the wall. I would go to the washroom and I would see a lizard on the wall. In fact, you couldn't even use a WC in peace without being watched by a voyeur lizard. So if I was a photographer, which is a big if in itself, and I were shooting something, firstly, I would be extremely scared that a human model has suddenly become a reptile, and B, if that reptile happened to be a lizard, yes, there is no way I'm surviving. My camera is crashing as I run out of the room, and that is how I would end that photo shoot. Thank you.
You're on mute, Rajan.
Oh, sorry. So thank you so much, Aishwarya. You have just unlocked one of my core memories of my childhood. Like once I was in a washroom, and when I was doing my business, one lizard just entered my shirt and I jumped out, and it so the process immediately stopped, and I would not like to continue. Okay, now going to the next continuing the table topic session.
I would like to
Okay. Okay.
if anyone want to go on like
Yeah, I don't see anybody online. I request online people also to join if they want. Okay. Pranali, for you, table topics 2, 4, and 5 are
I would
remain.
choose number 5.
Okay. Number 5. Here you go. Your little sister has bought a cat that she wants to make a pet. How do you deal with this situation? Either you take it or leave it, whichever.
First of all, having a pet itself is scary for me, and that too a cat. Like imagine having scars on your body and your hands everywhere, and those blood-like stains. I mean, can you believe that? I don't want to ruin my body just to have that pet in our house. And to be very honest, my sister itself doesn't like any cat, any sort of cats or any sort of pets. So that would be a plus point. So I basically won't be able to relate to this topic. But if it happens that my sister want to have a pet in our house, we'll have a different room for her and her pet, and me with my mama and my dad. That's how I'll be handling the situation, because who wants to get scared of this cat, because they'll roam all around the house, and yeah, they'll make you scared out of their presence. That's it from my end.
Then I think we can proceed with the remainder of the table topics. We can end now as we are on top of the hour. Yeah, you can conclude and then hand over to Pranali. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Rajan, for this very beautiful session. So moving ahead for our next segment, where I'll call upon Aishwarya, which is our IPP, and she is someone who is curious, creative, and always ready to try something new, from K-pop to pop star, and podcast, from cooking to classy outfit. She defines the spirit of give it a try. A big round of applause for our dynamic IPP. Where she'll be explaining our XCOM team next.
Thank you. So for those online specifically who are new to Toastmasters and are not aware of what IPP means means immediate past president, which is what I was, that is what I am today, meaning I was the president for the previous Toastmasters term. So hello everyone, I am Aishwarya, and it is an honor to speak here today. It is also my absolute pleasure to extend a towards the end of the hour, we are welcoming once again our speaker today, Rohit Koka, who I have had the pleasure of interacting with at the time that I was the one of the MCs for the annual flagship conference of District 92, which is called Coronation. But more on that a little bit later. Right now, what I want to do is introduce the current members of the XCOM, which is the committee that leads the Toastmasters Club here, the Soundbytes Toastmasters Club. This committee in this term, which runs from July to June, is helmed by Sharath, whom you, I am sure, have interacted with or at least received emails from. Sharath is our president for this term, and he is helped by an entire committee of very capable, very brilliant people, I would like to say. We have Rajan, who you just saw was the table topics master. He is the VP Education. We have Pranali, who has been an amazing MC throughout the session. She is the VP PR, and I have to say she makes some of the most amazing posters so far and has brilliant creative ideas for how to publicize our sessions. We have Mokshat, who is our treasurer, Harshita, who is our VP membership. We have Gaurav, who is our secretary. And last but not the least, we have a real wildcat here, Shwet, who is our sergeant at arms. So that is our XCOM. And these are the people that I would encourage you to approach if you would like to attend more of our sessions. Now, coming to sessions, how do we have our normal sessions? Now, today has been an exception to the rule, where we had an amazing speaker, we had 2 sessions of table topics, we had 2 of our company leaders coming and talking to us, but that's not how our sessions usually go. Our usual meetings, which are held on Mondays usually in the afternoon from 1 to 3:30 p.m. We have 3 sessions, it's broken down into 3 parts. One is the prepared speech session. Now, this is where you have people who have prepared speeches and come up and speak for 5 to 7 minutes, which is how we build our confidence, we build our speaking abilities, we build our writing abilities, all of that. Then we have the table topic session, which you just saw a live demo of right now. And I can assure you that they are just as entertaining, if not as controversial most times. And then our final session is our evaluation session. Now, if you have been paying attention to what our guest speaker said, Rohit said, we don't judge, but we evaluate. And we evaluate everybody. We evaluate everybody from the most experienced speaker to the newest speaker, somebody who is on level 5 of their path, to somebody who is giving their icebreaker speech. Everybody is open to evaluations because, like he said, we can always do better. We can always improve ourselves. So, what does a normal session teach you? It teaches you not only how to stand here, talk, occupy the space that you have been given, but also listen and make notes on what you have listened to and ask questions and give feedback, like he explained. So our sessions are usually super interactive, very fun, and we have it on hybrid mode. So we have people here in the Learning Hub, which is where our sessions are usually held, as well as online. So I would very strongly encourage all of you to come and participate in our sessions, attend as a guest, and then see how you like it. And then maybe we can convince you, not coerce, Freudian slip of the tongue, but we could convince you to maybe join us. And that's all I have to say. I hand it back to Toastmaster Pranali. Thank you.
Thank you, Aishwarya, for all the introduction and giving brief about how our session goes around. So as we come close to our end of this milestone event, I would just like to say a few words which was given by our founder, Ralph again. We learn to speak by speaking. So here is to every member, every mentor, and the guest who have made this journey very special. Let's keep the Soundbite spirit alive because our next milestone event is just going to start today. So this is Pranali, your host for today's session, signing off with love, laughter, and little bit of leadership. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep sounding bright, just like our Soundbites. Now I'll hand over to Sharad, our president, to give vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. Firstly, I would like to thank our MC Toastmaster of the Day for today, Pranali. You did an amazing job. Thank you for. And firstly, I would like to say that ours is a corporate club, so that means ours is fully funded by the corporate. So 158th session wouldn't have been possible without the support of the corporate, the company, the leadership. So I would like to thank all our Radisys leadership team for their exceptional support all throughout the ups and downs. We've had several ups, several downs, but they always trusted us to do better. So it is our responsibility to learn and do even better than who we were before. So again, thanks to our complete Radisys leadership team. We have Ricardo with us here. Rita, she couldn't join us. We have Srinath with us. Prabind, he couldn't join us, but he has conveyed his regards. And all the other leaders at Radisys, I would like to firstly thank all our leaders for their support. I'd like to thank our distinguished Toastmaster Rohit Koka for taking out precious time from your personal life and giving us your precious time. I hope many of you are now motivated and encouraged to be part of Soundbytes Club. We are always looking to expand. We are always looking for having more interested members join us as a club. And I hope with Rohit's motivation, we are expecting more people to join us and be part of our interest group. So again, thanks for the kind words and looking forward to you in much of our future sessions as well. And of course, I would like to also thank our area directors who couldn't join us, but without their support, this milestone event wouldn't have been possible. So I would like to thank Area Director Anil and Associate Director Padma Priya. Both of them have also conveyed their regards to all of us today. And I would like to also thank all our XCOM members, not just the current members, all the previous XCOM members who kept the show running, who kept the club in good terms and in running condition, I would say. And we are looking forward to more successful tenures ahead. So thanks to all the XCOM members. And thanks to all the role takers for today. Thanks again, Pranali, and thanks to both the table topic masters, Shwet and Rajan. Thanks for timer Rishi. He is a new member. He has already taken the first step, the role taking. Thanks, Rishi. And thanks, Aishwarya, for introducing the XCOM team and about the session, how it works. And thanks once again to our leaders who gave their leadership address today, and of course, again, with their motivation and blessings. Hope that we'll do much more better. Thanks again, Srinath and Ricardo. Now, before we officially conclude, of course, I would like to thank all the attendees as well who take out a precious time from their corporate work and join our sessions. Please do join our sessions, encourage your friends, others also to join. We are looking for more and more participation and liveliness in our sessions. And before we officially conclude, I would request Srinath and Ricardo if you could just hand over the bouquet to Rohit. Other topics.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So that's the official conclusion of our 150th milestone event, and looking forward to many, many years of success and many, many more milestones, bigger milestones ahead. And with that, wishing all of you all the very best, wishing the club all the best. And with that, I would officially conclude the 150th session.